RCA, and today we're lucky to have with us from Winchester Warm, John Pierce. How you doing, John?
Man. Good, great. How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, pleasure.
So I guess to start off with, what are you looking forward to most about the Doldrums Festival?
Well, I guess I'm always constantly blown away lately here in Ottawa with just kind of how much is happening. It seems like Ottawa's, for years Ottawa's kind of written off as like kind of the boring, sleepy cousin of like, Toronto or Montreal. And I'm just excited because it's like groups of bands I've seen play before, but it's kind of, it's just, I'm excited to play with new bands that I haven't seen before, and just always excited to see new things popping up here in Ottawa, and I'm consistently blown away by all the bands I keep hearing about and seeing. On any given night, there's like 5 shows to see here in Ottawa. So a whole bunch of things I'm excited about. So,
in terms of Winchester Warm's existence, career, what would you say personally as a band? What's your favorite moment, your favorite experience of the entire? I know you guys played Blues Fest in 2012, I think.
Yeah.
You guys have played some big shows. I'm sure you played a lot of little shows. Any favorites or just experiences that you really enjoyed?
I guess we embarked on a tour a few years ago, and we toured the East Coast in the middle of winter. It was kind of crazy, totally quintessentially Canadian experience. It was January, and we played a show in Quebec City with this young kind of grunge band called Transmission, and they weren't necessarily like our same kind of music as us, but it kind of stands as a highlight because it was like their friends were super supportive, and it was a great night in Quebec City, and I don't think we made very much money, but you look at experiences like that, and it sticks in my head as like a great experience, and like, we made $50 maybe, but that didn't even matter. It was just a really great night. So
with respect to touring, the touring you guys have done, would you say Quebec City, is that like a sort of consistently great place you played outside of Ottawa?
You know what? We only played Quebec City once. I won't lie to you. Touring is a tough thing to do. It's something you need to do if you kind of want to make it, but I'd say, Toronto, Montreal are key places to play. We really love the East Coast, though. I mean, we played Halifax, St. John, Fredericton. But I think getting out of the city as much as possible is good. So,
yeah. With respect to in the city, I mean, I know lots of people in the music scene, or not necessarily in the music scene, just people who live in Ottawa. They have a lot of criticisms, a lot of compliments for the city of Ottawa. Well, if you could change one thing about Ottawa's music infrastructure or just the scene, what would you, if you could do anything, you had a magic wand, you could just make it happen?
Yeah, I mean, a real shame is just the fact that Barrymore's doesn't exist anymore as a venue. Or I guess it does maybe they sometimes do shows, but we just need someone with money to invest in a venue that, and Targ is, like I said, is a great example, and it's kind of like a magical wonderland. I was there last night, and I love it. But we're still lacking in that kind of infrastructure, I think, here in Ottawa. So, but I think things are happening, and there's new, like every day, there's new festivals popping up, and there are things happening. But I think that's one thing that Ottawa definitely needs, and to get people off their couches and off Netflix.
Yeah, right.
So
get rid of Netflix.
Exactly. Well, not get rid of it. No. Come on.
Sure.
I need it. No, I just cut that out. No, just.
I wanted to ask you about Winchester Warm, the sound. So we got like, I've seen online, I've seen comparisons to bands like maybe vocally like Counting Crows or Okkerville River. Do you find anything? Do you see any truth to those comparisons, or have you had any really weird comparisons? And what would you say if someone asked you, what does Winchester Warm sound like? How do you?
Geez, that's the hard. I know that's a hard question. I'd say it's a culmination of all of our influences. That sounds like a real cop out, but no, wow, I don't know how to answer that.
It's not really
No, there's lots of, like I'll say Joel Plaskett and Thrush Hermit. We're influenced by a lot of Canadiana, and then, growing up there was the Beatles and the Stones, and then this band Led Zeppelin was huge for me. And I guess I use lots of alternate tuning, so I think Jimmy Page's guitar playing early on as a long hair youth was very influential in that sense. So, I don't know. I guess it's kind of tough to say what we sound like, but it's interesting. I had my friend listen to a record of mine recently, this band Rex, super obscure band from Chicago in the 90s, and it's one of my favorite songs, and they probably sold 500 records, and I had my friend listen to this song, and I was like, this is one of my favorite songs ever, and there's like 10 plays on YouTube of the song, but she's like, oh, it sounds like you. And anyways, so this is like a small band, and so I just think that growing up I was into lots of like, indie bands, and I guess it's interesting to hear people say, oh, you sound like one of your favorite songs. So I don't know if that really answers the question.